welcome to Mental Health. I've got my good friend Mark here today. Mark Hughes, fellow comedian, recovery man. Yep. And today we're going to do a little segment. What am I going to call this? Recovery in metal.
Not much. It's something when I did some research, there's not much.
Yeah, not a lot. But every now and then there's like
a few.
You'll hear it in an album or two, maybe.
Yep.
Right? So I know I found like what I find a little bit of recovery in some albums and stuff, and some are obvious. And yeah. So we're just gonna talk about recovery in metal, go over some lyrics and a couple of songs, maybe an album or two, and take it from there, right?
Yeah, sounds good, man.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So I think the first thing we'll start off with is All That Remains, Overcome. When I listen to that album, I definitely hear some recovery. And then when I was combing through the lyrics, I found out it was pretty much just me.
Oh.
Yeah, right? Like, there's not a lot of, like, recovery stuff in it.
You were injecting your agenda.
Yeah, right? What? That never happens anywhere.
Yeah, he was injecting... not very recovery of you, but very metal.
Very metal, yeah. I guess.
Yeah, finding evil wherever you look, that's metal.
Yeah, well, it's because it's always there these days. Yeah. Right? So, yeah, but there's a few songs, and just like the song Overcome in itself. And
well, the thing is about addiction is even if it's not actually addiction, like human struggles and strife and suffering, addiction stems from that, right?
That's
just a way of coping with it.
That's true.
The underlying stuff that we use drugs and shit or addictive mechanisms to cope with, everyone can relate to.
Yeah, because the drug addiction is like a symptom. It's not the actual problem.
Yep.
Yeah, right. That's what some people don't understand about drugs. Yeah. But with the album Overcome, All That Remains, I've seen them once. It was before that album came out, and yeah. But like when I pop them in my MP3 player or whatever, and I'm listening to it, like there's a few songs that it's just like it really is like I hear the recovery, and it's helped. It's helped.
Right. Cool.
It's helped. So that's always a good thing. But then there's some like other ones that are just like so blatant about it, right? Like I'd say In Flames, you know, the album A Sense of Purpose.
Right.
I will put the album art up right now. Wow,
remember to do it. Yeah.
That was the remember to do it thing.
Okay.
Yeah, so I just put that up. Right. So that album, like it's so blatant, full of recovery, because there's songs like Sober and Irrelevant, and like the whole album, you just hear like now that I'm on the recovery side of things, you can hear it and it just bonds with you more, you know? Like before, I never really liked that album.
Right.
And it's definitely not one of their best albums.
Right.
But I like it more now because I relate with it more. Because I was like, I'm not sober. I'm relevant.
I remember, and I know you're going to talk about it later, the first album I ever heard, song I ever heard, that had to do the metal song, like metal, not rock or anything, like metal song, was actually a Megadeth song off of So Far, So Good, So What. It was Liar.
Oh, yeah, Liar.
And Dave Mustaine was an addict at the time.
Yeah,
but he was talking about someone else. I can't remember. I remember one of his ex-band members, he was the guy who died of a drug overdose.
Oh, yeah, that's the drummer.
Yeah.
Yeah, he, that was like, what, 88, I think it was 88 that album was recorded? Yeah, something like that.
But that was the first metal song I ever heard any reference to like drugs and addiction and addictive behaviors. And yeah,
because like he wasn't even really trying to get clean at that point.
No. Like, and I guess the guy he was shitting on was worse than him.
Yeah, right. It's amazing how like when we're doing drugs, like but we don't do it this way or don't do it that way. So we're better than him.
I guess there was Master of Puppets too, right? It's talking about cocaine addiction.
Oh, well, that's Metallica, but yeah.
Yeah, no, but that's a song that I heard that it was drug related.
Okay.
But most metal songs, like that I heard, like they don't really talk about drug use. Really, it's usually
not like looking at the whole of it. There's like it's a thin slice of the pie that's just drugs. It's not like Hotel California or nothing.
No.
Yeah.
I think it's because unfortunately in metal, getting clean isn't metal.
It's true.
Yeah.
You know, some people would rather just burn out and die than have some what some people might call mediocre albums can live.
Right.
And I disagree with that. Like sure, and maybe not with everyone. Like Trent Reznor. Like, yeah.
I remember just going to shows and stuff in Vancouver. I don't know if it's like this in Toronto or Kingston, but I was pretty well the only ever sober person, pretty much. Like, and when I say I was sober, the only sober one, like I was by far, like they were all fucking wasted. That was the thing when I got clean and I started going to shows. Something that was a bit disheartening about going to metal shows is it seemed like a lot of the people were there more to drink and get high than for the like. My buddies would miss entire songs from bands that hadn't been there in years, and I'd be like, "What the fuck, man? What were you doing? Oh, it's doing a bump or getting beers." And like I was like, or they're so drunk, they're like, talking to me like, "Man, I might not ever hear this song live ever again. Shut the fuck up, right?" And that's when I realized, oh, the metal's not saying they don't like metal, but going to shows is more of an excuse to get wasted.
Yeah.
Whereas I didn't really do shows in addiction.
Yeah.
So when I got sober, I was like, no, I really like the show. I'm here for the show. And then, I didn't want to socialize. I want to see the fucking band, right?
Yeah, you just want to bring it all in. I get that. When I was going to shows, like for the majority of the time, like before I was like really into active addiction, I would I'd make sure I didn't get drunk or stoned or anything for the shows because I wanted to remember.
Right, nice.
Right, but then I snorted so much meth afterwards, I forgot a lot of things. So if it wasn't for my box of ticket stubs, I wouldn't remember a lot of the concerts that I went to.
No.
Yeah. And then you also, with active addiction, you lose friends and stuff too. And
you stop going to shows at all because the meth is like, I'm doing meth right now. I can't go to a show.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Why would I go to a show? I got jerking off to do.
Also, money. You can't afford the tickets because you got to buy meth or coke or heroin in my case.
Yeah, and which that kind of brings us up to it's a perfect time to talk about from the world needs a hero, the song "Disconnect,"
right?
Because like in that song, it's all about isolation,
right?
You know, and like that's what addicts really do. Once you're just doing nothing but drugs, you just do your drugs and you're in your own world, right? Mm-hmm. So like in the song "Disconnect," some of the lyrics are like, "Behind closed doors, all you live for is taking. That double life of yours has left your world shaking." Ooh. Right? Ooh. Yeah, right? Because, like, in active addiction, we're all just self-centered pieces of shit, really.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. That's straight to the point, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And another part of that song, "Disconnect," the lyrics are, "Turn off your conscience, leave the world outside. Nothing at all can ever make you feel that anything's so real, so you just disconnect." Right? Like, unplug yourself from actual society and just do your drugs all the time.
Yeah. When you should just be plugging into an amp.
Yeah, plug into an amp. Not
unplug from life.
Yeah, or plug a needle in your vein. Yeah, right? Or talk to your plug.
Or plug.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. That's not a U.S. term. That's a U.S. term, not a Canadian term.
No, we just call them just dealer.
Yeah, or a guy. That guy.
You called the guy.
Don't call me guy, buddy. I'm not your buddy, guy.
Call the buddy.
Right? Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, So, like, obviously, we all know I'm a huge fan of Dave and the addict aspect of it. And he's struggled so hard. And it's good to see that he's doing pretty well. I still see, like, interviews and stuff. He says he drinks a couple glasses of wine. So
interesting.
Yeah, that's
California sober.
Yeah, maybe.
That's what they call that.
Yeah. When you still do just a little bit of something, right? Yeah. But
I think it's because the treatment centers there realize they'd be able to get more customers if they don't impose an abstinence model.
Yeah. I know abstinence is what makes me feel best, and I'm pretty new to this, right? Like what? Just over 2 years of really starting to go to meetings and stuff. But yeah, we're not allowed to say what the meetings are and stuff because
it's super secret.
It's secret, and they've got rules. Because if I fuck up and then I'm like a spokesman at that point, right? Because I've been telling people, and then I fuck up and then other people are like that shit doesn't work. So but also, you know, the album Cryptic Writings, you know, it's not Megadeth's best, but there's the song,
She-Wolf.
The
only song off that album I like.
That and the one I'm about to talk about, which is use the man. All right, because it's just talking about needles and like the lyrics are I've seen the man use a needle, I've seen the needle use the man. Right? Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Little one way back.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Which is true because like you're not even yourself when you're all
the drugs
fucked
are
up.
using you at that point.
Yeah, right? Because, like, I know I've done some shit that I wouldn't want to do if, like, I wasn't fucked. And, like, fuck, you used to rob banks and shit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Some of the cocks I've seen, too.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Happens.
Bigger than the guns I used.
Yeah, right? And, it would be funny if there was someone the same size as the needle.
Yeah. No, unfortunately.
No.
Because then it wouldn't have been so bad. Go ahead, yeah.
All right, yeah.
He's buying all night. Don't say, are you in? So big.
Yeah. Oh, well. Yeah, so you've done some things, I've done some things. And we wouldn't have done it if we weren't on drugs. Mm-hmm. For the most part, right?
No. Maybe experimenting sober now that I got it out of the way in addiction, I don't need to experiment. So there's one good thing.
Yeah, right? Yeah. And it's funny how, like, some people, when they get clean, some of them realize that they are gay.
Right. I've seen the other way, too.
That's what I was going to say.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. And the other way, too. Some gay people realize they're straight.
Yeah.
It's like, we don't know what we are when we're on these drugs. And, because you become the drugs in the needing more than anything else. So, I think if I have any point behind this, it should be more about the music, but also not, because it's
called mental health.
Mental health. Health.
Yeah.
This is more of a health part of the video.
Yeah.
But we look at metal, and there's some health parts, right? Like, as I said, that inflames album Sense of Purpose. Like, even the name, Sense of Purpose, like, if you've got a good sense of purpose, you won't be doing drugs because you can't do that purpose thing.
That's right.
If you're all fucked up.
That's true.
Yeah. Like, I know, like, with everything that I've been doing, this is really helping me stay clean, too. So, yeah.
So one of the songs I brought was Death Amphetamine by Exodus.
Oh, yeah. All right.
No recovery. It's just life spent with lips on glass, another hit, just one more blast. How long can you make it last? Hit the pipe and vaporize, feel the rush so energized. Your lungs begin to crystallize. Try to stem the tide from another 5-day ride. Don't you know you're dead inside? The world's been out of control. All amped up, nowhere to go. The glass house is all you know. Poison cloud hangs in the air. Breathe it deep. Your only care. It's a nightmare, not a dream. Death Amphetamine. And there's a bunch of other lyrics, but yeah, you get it.
Yeah, you definitely get that from that. I get that. Yeah, right.
But recovery stuff that I brought. Oh, I brought one other song. It's a Queensryche song.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's called "The Needle Lies."
All right.
Yeah. It's this is an early one. This was in the '80s that this one came out. And I think Jeff Tate, if I'm not mistaken, is sober.
Well, we're not going to call people out and stuff, right? But
well, I think it's public.
It's public? Okay, if it's public, then if it's already out there.
Yeah. I've had enough. I looked back once and all I saw was his face smiling, the needle, crying, walking out of his room with mirrors afraid. I heard him scream, "You'll never get away." Cold and shaking, I crawled down alleys to try and scrape away the tracks that marked me. Slammed my face into walls of concrete. I stared, amazed at the words written on the wall. Don't ever trust the needle, it lies. Don't ever trust the needle when it cries your name. Wet and raving, the needle keeps calling me back to bloody my hands forever. Carved my cure with the blade that left me in scars. Now every time I'm weak, words scream from my arm.
Ooh.
That's an early one. I didn't really, like, because I was like, what songs do I like that are recovery based? I had to Google some stuff. I was like, oh yeah, I like that one. But the best thing, the one I'm most interested, not proud or stoked, maybe stoked to talk about. Even though I don't really like this band that much, I do like that they have a whole bunch of songs that the guy who wrote them who went through recovery intended to put together as sort of a collection on their own different albums. It's the 12-Step Suite by Dream Theater.
Oh, Dream Theater.
Yeah, Mike Portnoy.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
He's in recovery. So the 12-Step Suite is, again, I'm not super familiar with every single song by Dream Theater. But
I've seen them twice, and like the vocalist really throws me off for the actual music.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But anyway,
Mike is so good live. Like Like if you haven't seen it, you have to see it.
It's 6 songs that each song is so the Glass Prison contains the first 3 parts of the suite, the first 3 steps.
Yep.
Reflection, Restoration, and Revelation.
All right.
The Dying Soul, and they're off different albums too. The Dying Soul is Reflections of Reality Revisited and Release. So that's step 4 and 5 of the unnamed fellowship.
Yeah.
Group thing. Yeah. And then so on and so forth. So I'll just name the songs, and then The Dying Soul, The Root of All Evil, off of Octavarium, Repentance, Shatter. Oh, and on Repentance, he got a bunch of people to who I'm assuming are also in recovery to read apology letters. Steve Hogarth, Steve Wilson, John Anderson, Steve Vai, Joe Satriano, Michael Ackerfeld, Corey Taylor, Daniel Gildenlow, Neil Morse, Dave Ellison, and Chris Jericho, the wrestler.
Oh, wow. I know, like...
there's a bunch of it.
Slipknot, Corey Taylor. I know he used to be... I know you know.
Michael Ackerfeld's off Opeth.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All right.
And then, but Portnoy was disappointed that Dave Mustaine, Jeff Tate, Bruce Dickinson, and James Hetfield declined his invitation.
Yeah.
I'm actually not surprised Dave Mustaine.
No.
I'm not surprised Hetfield didn't either.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Apparently Jeff Tate, as much as I like his music, is a cunt.
Yeah.
So,
and
apparently he has a hard time maintaining a band, Queensryche, because he's hard to deal with.
Yeah.
So, which... I notice some people when they get clean are fucking assholes because they don't have the medication from the drugs anymore. So I think that's Dave Mustaine's case. Yeah, because he's probably just hard to deal with.
But he was kind of always like that though too. Even when he was all fucked up, he wasn't.
I could see Hetfield not doing it because it's beneath him.
Yeah, that and well, his story's pretty fucked up too. Because from one of my other interviews, Myra Elvira, she's got a YouTube channel. And she did a little video on Hetfield, and basically Hetfield's parents didn't seek help at all from their illnesses because of their religion, and then that's why they died. Right. They could have saved themselves by going to a doctor, but they chose to die because of their religion. Okay, so that's a pretty good reason why James is fucked up. Right. But like, it doesn't excuse him and everything else he did, though. But yeah. Being a dick. Yeah. So that's all you brought for today?
I think it's pretty good.
Oh, I think it's good.
I think we covered a lot of ground. There's other songs that are about drugs and shit, though. White Witch by Savatage. Listen to me. There's lots of songs about drugs that I can name one.
Yeah, right? well, there is, but like we're not going to get into that. Maybe we'll do another one of these down the road. Yeah. But I think this is important, and I think it's going to be a good segment, even if this one didn't come out that well. But like... It doesn't matter. Like,
if we're doing this,
we're trying.
You didn't, and anyone watching this, I'm assuming you didn't pay to watch it.
No, they didn't.
You got to enjoy it for free.
Yeah, and then we get to talk about recovery, and it's going to help us. And
hopefully something.
Well, let's go to one of those sneaky backyard meetings.
The super secret sewing club.
Yeah, right.
The one where we don't use needles anymore.
And we don't. No thimbles.
No thimbles.
Full of anything.
Nothing. We don't stick things up our butt unless we actually want to.
Yes.
Yeah, if you want to, it's okay. Not because the drugs, you ran out of money. And
You need to make money somehow.
Or you need to smuggle something.
You could probably make more money doing that than I could, because I'm gross.
No. Everyone's got a kink.
Well,
that's the thing.
Yeah.
But you'd be used for your kink. It wouldn't be like, I really like your thoughts on metal. It'd be like,
So the whole time they're like grabbing my hair, holding me from behind. My love handles, grabbing my love handles. And I'd be like, Megadeth is cool because.
And they're like, shut up.
Yeah. Right. All right. Yeah. Well, next time. Yeah. Thank you for watching. What were we calling this? Recovery in metal. Metal and recovery. Mm-hmm. Whatever I decide to call this.
Yeah.
Thank you. Mental health. This is the perfect analogy for mental health. Alright? Boom. I fall. And then like the jogger comes up. Oh, that happened. That happened right in front of me. Do I have to care? Looks around. Do I have to care? Oh, there's no one around. Okay, I'll just keep going.